educator, businessman, pioneer, visionary. These are some words that describe this man. Known to some as Dad, known to some as Dada, known to some as June, and known to most as Dr. Alfonso C. Fierro Jr., the director of Corpus Christi School. While most think that his life is a story of success, his life is actually primarily a love story. Born in Zamboanga City as the fourth of 6 siblings.
I remember in his school days, in grade school and high school, I can remember that he came home causing any trouble with any classmate or any neighbor or any friend. He was a very gentle child. In fact, I used to bring him to the preparatory school. The school was a small school near our house, and it was also, I think it was a school just like the little schoolhouse before, was run by a religious group. And he studied there for his preparatory education. I never had trouble with him, and I had no trouble with him because he was also a good assistant. He never complained. That was our relationship. We never knew that he had a beautiful voice. Because in his early childhood, okay na magkanta. Karoon na siya nagkanta noon. Adult na siya. He's already a maid na. Karoon na siya nagkanta. So I was happy when the time came when he came out of his shell. And then we saw his talents also. I remember when he took a vacation, that when he came home, he was bringing along with him the largest kite I ever saw. He was so happy with that kite. He was so proud of that kite, the largest kite I have ever seen. And he flew it every day, and that was during summer.
Soon enough, the good boy who loved to fly kites truly started coming out of his shell. He went to Silliman University during his grade school years and Xavier University during his high school and college years.
Then, si June was brought by the father sa Davao to introduce to Lolo Putin, my father. At least para we have that bonding. And June then was not as stout as that. He was slim, taas, but he speaks intelligently. In my impression, first impression, this boy has a bright future. He could have a long mileage yet as what manifested now. June was very jolly fellow. Yeah. He is a good company of research sa Xavier. Ilado siya kayo. One June is very fun ka na mo. Blow out. Kaya kung siya basta he's happy.
Young girls, or let's say young women, were attracted to him. In fact, when I was a radio announcer, so I was very young then, there was a young woman. She would befriend me, but she would always say, "Kumusta man si Mr. Del Fierro, si June," hindi ko siya doctor that time. Sige siya, kumusta. So then she wanted even to meet June personally. So, but I do not want to interfere with the personal life of my brother. But I knew that he had some girls also in his life.
Si Mami, my wife, has a very beautiful cousin, beautiful. And June keeps on telling me, guwapa, guwapa. Pero wala siya makaabante kay surrounded with beautiful women. Ang tao, malibog na yun.
And while this young, jolly, popular, and attractive man would have many women in his life, he would eventually find the one.
We met in Xavier. There were a lot of young teachers then. So every weekend there would be, trips to the beach or whatever. So that's how I met him. I was with other young teachers in the grade school. He would just come over to our house. I was boarding with a couple in Carmen. And, he would just come over. And my 2 roommates got along well with him also. So we just sort of, entertain each other on weekends. First of all, he's a very good talker. And he could talk about anything. And also, I could sense that he was going to go far in whatever he decided to. I didn't even know he could sing. Otherwise, that would have been one factor. No? He was also so poor at that time because they were earning so little at St. So I appreciated the fact that we did not make him lose confidence, doing well with me, because my other roommates were dating rich salesmen. But it ended up, my two other roommates found their, partners, and I found him. First gift to me, I got sick, so he gave me roses, which was the last time I got flowers from him. That's true.
And so it came to pass that the young couple would eventually be married in a wedding ceremony that was the living testament that God indeed provides.
On the plane ride back, he met a couple and one person, the sister of the wife of the woman, and they started engaging him in a conversation. Where are you going? Where are you from? Stuff like that. What are you going to do there? And so I guess they liked him. Most people do. So when they got to Kentucky, they just kept inviting him for dinner, until finally he told them in one of their dinners, I think, I'm going to get married, he said. And so they were concerned. How? What? How expensive everything is there. So they said, the sister of the wife said, I will take care of everything. You can have the reception in my house. And so that's what happened. And then in the reception, this really was amazing forms. Because only later we were told, do you know, one Filipina got to interview them. Do you know that she's the wife of the chairman of the Bank of Lexington? No. So I said, no. And I said, Julie, did you know that? No, all the more. But we really appreciated, how kind they were.
And the young loving couple soon found their family growing even bigger.
It was until now, it's very clear to me that because I did not have a yaya, but my mom and my dad were really hands-on. And I would be brought to school, then they would go to work, my dad and my mom. My dad was in school that time, so it was my mom who was working full-time. This one, I will never forget. I wanted a playhouse, but because, we were in a strict, limited budget, my dad used old boxes to make me my playhouse. And I still have a picture of that playhouse. And that was it's a very good memory.
The family would eventually find itself back to the Philippines. The matriarch would establish little schoolhouse, while the patriarch at first had other plans.
June is also different because he's an educator through and through. So, of course, educators they look serious, so that their students will always respect them and remember what is expected of their students.
I was teaching philosophy in one of the universities here in Cagayan, and the classroom where I taught was beside the classroom was of this big man who seemed to be very serious about what he was doing. I was a fresh graduate then, and he was teaching, I think, MA students in that university. And my impression of him at that time was, he was very serious about what he was doing.
When I was still teaching at Xavier University College, I'm one of the PE instructor. Then we had our sports fest. And I remember nobody wants to play against us because they thought that we are the sure winners because PE teachers. And after that, paghatag sa bola sa mga teachers sa PE, volleyball to ha, volleyball na games. Dami karon kay abot man dito sa side. Dili man sa front ni mo pa. Ang naman dito, ang ako bitin na ala man, di pa man dito ang akong dula. Nga din, kusok ay makatawa din. Ang iyang laugh, contribute makatakod. Grabe din. Pagtanaw din ako, uy, kung sa man siya, magrabe din kayo katawa sa amin.
He was just looking in. It wasn't anything that needed his attention because it was very small. I had to be the one to take care of everything. When we started grade 1, I think, and then to add another class too. That's when he started getting really involved.
It was clear to us that he was also very active as the school started. It was really a partnership from the beginning. My mom was concerned with more of administrative concerns like running the school and dealing with parents. My dad would always be concerned with expansion, with legal matters, with construction, and participating in the activities.
He got very, very involved when we decided to go into high school.
My dad decided to become full-time when the high school opened. My mom was very clear that she wanted to concentrate on the grade school and the preschool. And so my dad's exposure to college and being also admin in the graduate school and in the schools here in Cagayan de Oro, it was but fitting that he also took charge of the high school.
He really fell in love with the school. That's it. Fell in love with the school that I think more than
And so, he who fell in love with his family, his vocation, and his school would soon fall in love with a whole new cause.
When I invited him to the Focus for Christ, his conversion is really 180 degrees. 180 degrees.
My dad was bribed with lunch to join the Christian Life program. So he went to the Christian Life program. He was never absent. He was there from the first talk to the last talk. It was not only a life-changing experience for him and my mom, but it was a life-changing experience for the whole family.
More or less, it brought about his involvement in a deeper way in helping other people. Daliman ka, mag-donate ka o piece of land just for that. I mean, a land worth millions, and you donate that piece of land so that more people can benefit from it. So for me, I think that was a way that God has spoken to him, and he responded to what God wanted him to do.
I remember when I was a new teacher, Sir would invite us male teachers to go out after work, but all of this somehow changed little by little when he joined the Couples for Christ. He was still fun-loving, but he was more focused, more compassionate, more expressive of his feelings, more spiritual.
You know, because before that I was always going to Mass every day, and he'd come and stay in the car and read the newspapers, you know, until I come out. But after joining Couples, he started joining me at Mass without my telling him. Also, he became more, what shall I say, more interested in family.
I think how Sir lives his life would best be captured by a picture of this fun-loving young boy eagerly flying a kite. And the kite soars to the sky because it is driven by the power of love. It is this love for learning and love to share that learning that gives power to this kite. And it is this love for learning, the same love for learning, that will lead him to this one woman who shares his love for learning.
I I appreciate Cora's pasensya. She is a good woman, and John is so blessed to have Cora, his wife.
The woman who will bring him to even greater heights as they form a wonderful family.
By having a stable and a very close-knit family. The children were brought up well, and who is also going after the footsteps of John and Cora, and also for his religious life. He's a spiritual man, and he has been recognized by the community.
A woman who would also make his life soar even to new horizons with the birth of Little Schoolhouse.
I have seen him to be a very generous person. And it is a message for me to be also generous, not only to my family, but also to other people.
And eventually, this love that propelled and gave power to this kite would eventually allow him to touch and meet this source of all love, God Himself, when he became a member of CFC Tawag Kalina.
A for adorable.
L, laughing lover.
F, funny and forgiving.
Oh, okay ka, sir.
And no.
Oh, one woman man. And that's for sure.
I am very grateful that I work here in this institution, and Sir inspires me, and looking back, perhaps it is this love that has also given me the strength and the determination to be good in what I do. And I think we are very lucky that we benefit from this love, and we are recipients of this love, and we hope that we could also share this love that He has lived out in His life.